During family dinner with my parents, I got a text message from an unknown number. "Get up and leave. Now. Don't say anything to your parents." I decided to listen, and found out this. The police were knocking at their door. What's strange is how completely ordinary everything felt right before it unraveled. I hadn't expected hugs, warmth, or anything emotional, but I definitely wasn't prepared for what actually unfolded. Something that, in retrospect, feels like the most dangerous kind of trap. When life appears normal, you let your guard down. That's when it catches you off guard. I walked inside, and my mom immediately called out from the kitchen, "We're just about to eat. Come on in. Come in." It was as if I had arrived late to some cheerful gathering. My dad rose from his seat when I entered the dining room, a beat too slowly. Like he hesitated, unsure whether we were doing hugs now, or sticking to polite nods. We nodded. Of course, my sister was already at the table, lazily scrolling through her phone with that perfected teenage disinterest she still carried. She glanced up just long enough to acknowledge me, then returned to her screen, offering the bare minimum attention required. That didn't bother me. I wasn't there to win anyone over. The table was neatly arranged. My seat had been pulled out for me. A glass waited at my place, filled with cranberry juice, just like always. Not spiked with any holiday flair, not cute or curated, just plain juice, the kind I used to enjoy. My mom gave me a smile that felt like part of a charade, as if we were pretending at closeness. "You still like cranberry, right?" she asked. I nodded. I hadn't touched the stuff in months, but now wasn't the time to open that discussion. We sat down. They served the meal. It was basic fare: chicken, potatoes, and some kind of green beans my dad still pretended to enjoy, though we all knew better. The conversation remained breezy. "How's work? Still in the same apartment? Traffic's been awful lately, huh?" I responded. I smiled. I even chuckled when my sister brought up a coworker who got stuck in the revolving doors at her building. Not because it was funny, but because I knew how to play my part. The quiet one. The reliable one. The one who didn't stir the pot. Midway through my dad's familiar rant about road construction, my phone buzzed in my lap. Without much thought, I checked it beneath the table. The message was brief. No name attached. No emojis or casual punctuation. Just sentences ending in firm periods, like someone desperately trying to sound calm. "Get up and leave now. Don't say anything to your parents." I stared at it. Then read it again. The room moved on around me, my mom nodding along to whatever my dad was going on about. My sister chewing her food, all of it playing out like a normal family dinner. And yet, I was being told to leave. As though the house had suddenly turned into a danger zone. I didn't move, not right away. A dozen explanations flashed through my head. Maybe it was a prank, a misdial, a scam, or the setup for some social experiment I hadn't agreed to. But deep down, I knew it wasn't any of those. Somehow, I just knew. "I'll be right back," I said, sliding my chair back from the table. "Just need to use the bathroom." No one questioned it. No one even looked up. I took my phone and walked upstairs because the upstairs bathroom had a door that closed all the way and locked without jamming. And because, if anyone was going to have a private conversation in this house, it wasn't going to happen on the first floor. I locked the door, sat down on the edge of the bathtub, and stared at the message again. Then I hit call. It rang once, then a voice. "You're still there? Who is this?" "It's Mark." Mark, my sister's boyfriend, or ex-boyfriend. It was hard to keep up. What the hell is going on? His voice was low, tight. Like he was standing somewhere. He wasn't supposed to be. "You need to leave. Just get up. Walk out. Don't drink anything. Just go. Don't drink the juice." My mouth was dry. I hadn't touched the juice. Not yet. "Why?" "I can't. Just trust me. Please." "What is this?" I asked. "Why are you even? What's going on?" He hesitated. "Please just get out of there. Not until you tell me why." He said something then. I didn't respond. I sat there for a while after the call ended, long enough to feel the cold from the bathroom tiles through my clothes, long enough to know I had a choice and I'd already made it. Quick note, this story is copyrighted by the YouTube channel Revenge with Claire. Reposting, revoicing, or tweaking it without permission is still copyright infringement. Thank you for respecting original creative work. Now, back to the story. Being the older sister didn't come with a ceremony, just responsibility. Quiet, assumed, and endless. We were 3 years apart. When we were kids, our parents gave us $5 a week. I saved mine. She didn't. A few days in, she'd spent it all on gum or glitter pens or whatever elementary school's economy was built on, and then she'd look at me. That's when the grown-ups stepped in. She doesn't have any left. You still do. Don't be selfish. That's how it started. Not a rule, just a pattern. If I saved, I was expected to share. If she overspent, I was expected to fix it. In high school, I got a part-time job, just a couple weekends at a pharmacy, enough to buy my own jeans without an argument. My sister didn't work. She was younger, and no one expected her to. But if she wanted anything extra, guess who got nudged? She really wants to see that movie. She doesn't have her own money yet. You do. They still covered the essentials, but anything beyond that became my problem. When I left for college, things calmed down. I was busy, broke, and 2 states away. My sister was still in high school, and for a while it felt like I'd bought myself some space. Then I graduated, got a junior developer job, entry-level pay, basic benefits, barely enough to cover rent and loan payments. But to my parents, it was a windfall. The requests started slow. Could you help with her enrollment deposit? Books are so expensive these days. She's just really stressed. She just started college, studying something vaguely finance-related. She didn't work, didn't budget, didn't ask me directly. That was always the pattern. She'd ask them, and they'd ask me. And at first I said yes because I thought now that I was earning, helping would feel lighter. It didn't. The more I made, the more they wanted, and not once did it feel like mine. Then there was the alcohol. In my early 20s, I learned badly that my body doesn't handle it. Half a drink, and I'm out. Once I blacked out from 2 sips of wine. Since then, nothing. Not even champagne at weddings. My family always knew, but truly accepting it was another matter. Come on, just a little. Don't be such a stick in the mud. It's not like you're allergic. I'd decline. They'd roll their eyes like I was being unreasonable. But it was never really about the drink. It was about how easily they dismissed me when it didn't suit them. A couple of years into my career, I landed a mid-level promotion. It wasn't groundbreaking, but it was a genuine step forward. I called my parents to share the news. My mom replied, "That's great. So, how much are you earning now?" Then came, "Do you think you could support your sister's semester abroad?" She's so thrilled about it. No congratulations. Just the same routine. Ask, expect, move on. So I stopped saying yes. There was no big speech about drawing boundaries. I just quietly stopped. No more just this once. No more treating my bank account like a communal pot. Maybe I'd still grab her a coffee now and then. But the role of sponsor? Retired? And then came the silence. No texts. No phone calls. Just that heavy quiet that somehow still felt loud, like they were punishing me with their absence. Weeks passed. Then the quiet cracked open. "Your sister needs help. It's serious." They floated a number. $12,000. They wouldn't explain why. Only that she needed it. That I could afford it. That I was her sister. I refused. They kept pushing. So I called her directly. And that's when the truth came out. She'd been gambling. She'd lost. Now she owed money. Money she couldn't pay. She was in finance now. If this got out, it wouldn't just cost her a job. It would end her career. No one hires someone with a gambling record in this field. She said, "If people find out, I'm finished." I asked, "Has this happened before?" She didn't respond. But I didn't need her to. I told her flat out, "No. Not later. Not part way. Just no. I've been helping you for as long as I can remember," I said. "But this? I won't cover it. Not this time. Not ever again." She called me cold. Told me I didn't understand. Maybe she was right. Or maybe I finally just didn't want to. After that they cut me off. 3 weeks of total silence. Then came the slow drift back. A forwarded meme from my dad. A picture of the backyard from my mom. A TikTok from my sister. No caption. And eventually an invite. We're having dinner. Just the family. Hope you'll come. No mention of the money. No apologies. Just dinner. I convinced myself they'd accepted it. That they'd come to terms with where I stood. So when they asked me to join, I said yes. But something about Mark felt off. His voice was subdued, almost emotionless. But there was tension buried underneath. "It's the juice," he said quietly. "I think they put something in it. Alcohol maybe? Or something else? I'm not sure. But I think they're planning for you to pass out." The room around us was dead quiet. White tile floor. The faint whir of a ceiling fan. Distant clinks of silverware from downstairs. I didn't respond. "Why?" I finally asked. Another brief silence. "They want to unlock your phone. Use your fingerprint." I picked up the glass, tilted it slightly, and gave a small smile. "Tastes like I remember," I said. But I didn't drink a drop. Later, I asked casually, "Was that someone pulling into the driveway?" All of them turned to look. That's when I quietly slid the glass beneath the table, angled it, and let the juice trickle out into the carpet. Not the whole thing. Just enough to sell it. It soaked in quickly. "Just feel weird. Tired." My mom leaned in. Her eyes were all softness and concern. Like we were playing a new game now. "You okay?" "Yeah," I said. "Just a bit woozy. I think I need to lie down for a minute." No one hesitated. They helped me to the couch like I was precious. Like they were caretakers, not thieves. I lay down, closed my eyes. Tried not to think about how fast my heart was beating. Just breathe even. Slow. Don't flinch. The couch cushion was warm under my shoulder. Someone draped a blanket over my legs, and then I heard it. "Is she asleep?" my mom whispered. "Yeah, she's out," my sister said. "Okay," my dad replied. "Let's do this quickly." I heard the sound of my phone being picked up. Then something worse. Fingers curling around my hand. My thumb being lifted gently, but with purpose. My skin pressed against the sensor. A pause. Then a faint vibration. Unlocked. There was something quietly horrific about it. The casual coordination. The fact that they didn't hesitate. They just did it. "Okay," my sister whispered. "We're in." More tapping. The sound of numbers being entered. "Routing number," my dad said under his breath. "She has everything saved. How much are we doing?" My mom asked. "Not all of it," my dad said. "Just enough to settle it." "Settle what?" I kept my breathing steady. I kept my eyes closed. "She won't even know." My mom said if it goes through clean, she'll just think she transferred it herself. "I told you," my sister said. "She always blacks out after a drink. We just needed her to sleep through it." There it was, out loud. All three of them together. A tap. A pause. "It's asking for a code," my sister said. "Code," my mom said. "Two-step verification," my sister muttered. She changed it. My dad cursed under his breath. A soft, irritated sigh. "Try another app." Tapping. Still tapping. Same thing. "Everything's locked." They sat in silence for a second. Then my mom said, "Just put the phone back." They did. No apologies. No second guessing. No hesitation. I waited. Gave them space to sit down again. Reassure themselves. Then I opened my eyes, sat up slowly, blinked like someone just waking from a shallow nap. "Sorry," I said. "Don't know what that was." Felt like I blacked out for a sec. They looked at me like they didn't know what I was. "You sure you're okay?" my dad asked. "Yeah," I said. "I think I just need some fresh air." I picked up my phone, held it like nothing had happened. Like it hadn't just been turned against me. "Actually, I think I'm going to head home. I've got work early tomorrow." They nodded. No protest. No awkward offer to walk me out. Just a soft chorus of, "Thanks for coming. Get home safe. Let us know when you're back." Like we hadn't just crossed a line we couldn't come back from. At the door, we hugged like we always did. My mom, my dad, my sister, one after another. It wasn't planned. It just happened. Habit, tradition, reflex. And as soon as it started, something cracked. My mom's perfume, my dad's jacket, my sister's hand brushing my arm. Normal things, familiar things. And all of them poisoned. Now I felt it rise in my chest. This weight I didn't know how to carry. This is the last time I thought. This is the last time I'm hugging them. After tonight, we don't come back from this. I almost cried. I didn't. But, almost? I stepped back, smiled like I wasn't breaking open. "Thank you for dinner," I said. They smiled. I opened the door and I left. I didn't tell them what I knew. I didn't ask what they put in the glass. I didn't say a word. But before I walked out of the bathroom that night, I did exactly what they never counted on. I didn't block them from getting into my phone. I made it easy. Left the fingerprint access right where they expected it. What I did change was my bank security. I added two-factor authentication, not the easy kind, real verification, something they couldn't fake with my thumb. So when they tried to transfer money, the app would log the attempt, stop the transaction, and leave a trail. And then I set up the recording, not with some obvious red light or blinking dot. If they'd seen that, it wouldn't have worked. But I know how to run audio in the background. No notifications, no visible apps, nothing on the screen. That's the part they didn't get. I work in tech. I build systems for people who try to outsmart other people. And I knew exactly what they'd overlook. While they were unlocking my phone and trying to steal from me, they were recording themselves doing it. Every word, every attempt, all of it. They thought I was unconscious. But the truth is, I was ahead of them before I even came back to the table. I drove to the police station like I was going to the grocery store, not fast, not shaking, just steady. I parked, walked in, stood in line behind a guy asking about parking tickets. And then I told the woman behind the glass that I needed to report a crime. She asked, "What kind?" "They drugged me," I said, "and tried to steal from me." "I have the recording." She blinked. "Do you know who did it?" "Yes," I said. "My parents and my sister." That's when she stopped blinking. They gave me a chair in a quiet room with an officer who didn't ask why I hadn't gone to the hospital or why I wasn't crying. He just listened. I played the audio clip. He sat through the entire thing before asking, "Do you realize what they were trying to do?" "Yeah," I replied. "They were after my money." I forwarded him the file, pointed out the timestamps, and walked him through the activity logs on my banking app. He nodded frequently, jotted down some notes, and typed carefully into a computer system that looked at least a decade out of date. "This is serious," he said. I gave a small shrug. Yeah, it was. He asked if I was all right, if I had a place to stay, and whether I needed any kind of support. I told him I'd already left. It was my first time ever filing a police report, but I didn't feel afraid, not anymore. 2 days later, my phone buzzed non-stop. 3 messages and a voicemail, all before noon. The first was from my mom. "Did you actually report your own family?" Then, "What is wrong with you?" I didn't respond. My sister left a voicemail. Her voice sounded tight, almost shaky. "It was just a mistake. You made it worse than it had to be." Next came a call from my dad. I let it go to voicemail as well. "You think the cops will fix this?" He said. "You're going to destroy everything. You don't do this to your own people." I texted back one time. "You drugged me. You tried to rob me. That's not family, that's a felony." Then I blocked them. All of them. Mom, Dad, my sister, group chats. Every contact. Even emergency bypasses. I changed my phone number, rewrote my will, froze my credit, just in case. I thought cutting ties would sting more, but it didn't. It felt like I could finally breathe. They didn't contest the charges. Not after the audio. Not after the bank attempts, synced perfectly with the timestamps. Not after the detective said, "We can handle this the easy way." Attempted fraud. Biometric misuse. Conspiracy. Administering a substance without consent. All 3 of them. Together. The recording said everything I didn't have to. They got probation. 1 year. Fines. Community service. No contact order. No prison time. But the stain remained. I never reached out. Never asked how things ended. But word finds you eventually. A cousin. On my dad's side. Mentioned they'd sold the house. Debt. Legal fees. Trying to salvage whatever was left. No one in the family reacted. Just silence. As for my sister, I saw her once, by chance, at a grocery store across town. She didn't notice me. Or maybe she did, and just kept facing the shelf like it held all the answers. She was wearing a polo and a vest, stacking paper towels, avoiding any eye contact. Guess finance wasn't the right fit after all. I said nothing. Just paid for my pasta and walked out. Her boyfriend? Gone. I heard that from a mutual acquaintance, not someone close. Just someone who still keeps tabs on everyone. Apparently, he moved out a few weeks after everything came to light. No drama. Just packed up and disappeared. Some things don't need explanations. They speak for themselves. And me? I don't get texts asking for help anymore. No more group chats. No more guilt served up as duty. I work. I sleep. I open my fridge and know every single thing inside was bought by me. For me, I thought severing ties would be harsh. Instead, it felt clean. So, what do you think? Did I go too far or not far enough? Drop a comment below and don't forget to subscribe for more.